I have a really, really great question, and I'm glad both of you guys are here to answer this. I know you guys are gonna have good ones. This is my question I have for you guys. What is the worst thing you've ever read about yourself on the internet?
Where do I even begin, bro?
Like, what is the thing that really affected you? Not worst as in like what the public would see as worst, but for you personally. That you read about yourself that actually hit you. Because a lot of people, you know, they'll type whatever the fuck they want, and sometimes they assume it's not even gonna touch you, but like some stuff actually does hurt.
Hurt you, huh?
Wow. You go first.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Something that's touched me in the wrong.
This is gonna sound interesting. I don't want to say interesting, but I guess just it's not an answer that's probably heard a lot. But I personally, when random people say shit, I don't give a fuck. But what bothers me the most, which like emotionally, is when other Indian people are like, "Yo, why aren't you in more shit?" And that I'm like.
Are they saying that to support, or are they saying that as a disapproving Indian?
I don't think they mean harm by it. I don't think they ever mean harm.
Like, hey, how come you're not in more movies?
You should do this, and you should do that, and you should do this, right? And it's like, not that they're angry, but it's like, yo, dude, come on, like represent us better. And then my flip side, what's going through my head is like, have you watched the last 10 things that I've done?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, what if they're not even watching it in the first place?
It. So the thing that frustrates me a lot is when they're like, oh, we want more, Asian representation or South Asian representation specifically. And I go, well then, are you supporting the artwork that I'm doing? Are you supporting the greater movement towards, more Asians?
But they're like, you're not Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
They're like, how come you weren't Shang-Chi?
They want you to just magically appear in all the things they're already currently watching.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that's not how.
How come you weren't Kumar?
Yeah. And I'm like, why aren't you the fucking, president of the United States? It's like, give me a fucking break.
I am.
Yeah.
He's the one coming.
There's like, shit, Kamala Harris, fuck. Damn it.
It's him the whole time.
I've been chatting with Vice President Kamala Harris this entire goddamn time. Shit.
That's always confused me though.
So that's the only time that it's really kind of emotionally, where I'm like, ugh.
That hits you.
That hits me.
Like, why? Like, what does it make you feel like? Fuck, maybe I should be doing more. Or like,
so it's both, right? And also, it's like people just don't see the other side of the table.
The auditions, the fucking politics.
The amount of I'm just looking at my email right now. I have an 11-page audition on Monday, and like, so I have to think about it, and I have to read the script, and then I gotta memorize it, right? And
Memorize 11 pages?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And so
It's pro, dude.
A lot of brain power.
But what I'm saying is like that's my job, right? And I'm gonna do everything I can.
It's like a little kid like reacting. 11 pages? It's like, holy shit.
I can't fucking when I had to do book reports, dude.
Yeah, 11, dude.
Come on, bro. You got an audition this weekend. How many pages was it?
You got an audition?
Yeah, isn't it?
No, it's a fucking, it was a sign of the stars.
Oh.
What's a sign
does
of the
that mean?
stars?
Targeted advertisement.
No, because yesterday I was
Instagram ad.
I was laying in bed on Instagram, right? And on the explore page, I was just looking at shit.
Explore page, see?
And then there was an open casting call.
That said sponsored.
Chinese dudes?
For they need a Taiwanese guy, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't auditioned for anything in a long time. So I click on it, and then I'm like, oh man, I wish I had an actor friend that could help me. And I'm like, wait, Tesh is here tomorrow. So I DM'd
You
him.
DM'd me last night late at night.
Actor friend. You have so many actors.
I'm very honored that he.
Yeah. So I DM'd him, and I'm like, hey, what do you think? Like, what's the process like? Because I know the auditioning process way different now. You do a lot of self tapes, all that kind of stuff. So he helped me this morning, and then I was just like, dude, all these things that are aligning. I'm like, I think it's a sign. I should probably do it. So I was like, I'll fucking
Do it, dude. You'll finally be a part of the cast of Genghis Khan now.
That's cool.
Marco
That's true.
Polo.
Marco Polo got canceled like 10 years ago. Dude, I auditioned for
Marco Polo?
somebody. They had an Indian character on the show. Went to an older guy. But I remember auditioning. It was one of my first auditions in LA.
Wow.
But yeah, that probably hurts me the most. And then the one thing on like the business side that I'm always like, is when I send something in or I get feedback and they're just like, yeah, we don't, I didn't get it. Like I didn't get it. Ooh. And I'm like, yeah, because the story is about an Indian American kid.
But you're telling this to like a Jewish kid or something?
Yeah, and I'm like, of course you didn't get it. It has nothing to do with you. You're supposed.
Oh, but there's no curry.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're supposed to empathize with me. Like you know what I mean?
Have you ever got an email back like, Tesh, we were hoping a little bit of more magic carpet stuff, but we didn't get any of
We
that.
didn't get it. Like I didn't get it. There was no lamp. There was no sand.
There was no indescribable
I
feelings.
didn't see any aunties with midriff, so like I don't get it. Like I
No
don't get it.
six-pack.
It don't make sense.
There was no song and dance. There's no talking monkey.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
We had this action comedy script that we wrote where this guy, he's like a disgruntled retired fighter. At the end, he comes back and he's kind of like gets walked all over by his son, walked all over by his ex-wife. At the end, he finally mans up, right? So the final scene for this guy, he comes back and he goes in the house and his ex-wife's getting game banged by all of these dudes.
Big orgy.
Big ass
Big orgy.
Yeah. Me, Joe, and Steve wrote it. Yeah. And then, no, but it's actually very heartfelt.
The gangbang is very
So the ex-wife.
So everyone's in love with each other.
So the ex-wife is getting game banged just like usual. Like you'll see like dudes coming in all the time. Like he's trying to have breakfast.
So is it gangbang or is it a train? It's very different, right?
It's an orgy.
It's an orgy. It's an orgy. But he comes back and he wants to take his life back. So he fights him, and there's all these dudes, and he's beating the. Imagine like Enter the
With
Dragon,
boners, too.
but everyone's naked with boners.
They all got
And
boners.
he beats the fuck out of everyone, right?
What is?
We submitted this.
Let him get to the end.
Female appeal on this.
We sent this to a production company to see if we can get it funded. The guy, who's the guy that rates scripts? You know that they'll write like, is this like 4 quadrant or is this whatever?
Roger Ebert.
No, the guy at the production.
Yes.
Like he's the guy.
There's someone who'll do like script analysis.
He's the guy that goes, okay, this goes on the producer's table or this goes on the
He'll
cash.
like give it a grade. Yeah.
So he gave it a grade, and he goes, he's using all these fucking big ass, nerdy ass, geeky ass words. And then so he's like, oh, I don't get it, whatever. I'm like, of course you don't, because you're a fucking geek. And then so I'm like, man, now we got this genius script that we can't even shoot. But I know how you feel.
But it's about perspective. That's what hurts me.
Same thing. Same thing.
I can relate.
Nothing you do, and this is a very Asian thing. Nothing you do is good enough. Just nothing you do is good enough.
Yes.
you guys could have saw this. It was genius.
Tway, do you have a time that you remember that? It really affected
It's not like a time, it's just kind of like in general. But it will be from people that don't really watch my content and they'll just see me and they'll say things like, oh, why don't you want to be your own race? Like, why don't
What?
Right. Like,
But you're born in Vietnam. What do you? How more?
I'm
You
like-
can't be any more
Were you
Vietnamese.
Shang Tsung, just changing people?
right. I'm like, I'm Vietnamese as fuck. My content is Vietnamese as fuck. Like, I don't know where this is coming from, but they see me, they see that I have a boyfriend that's not Vietnamese, and they're like, oh, you want to be black.
What?
Or you want to be this, or you want to be that.
I get that too, because it's like your
girlfriend's
white.
Exactly.
So
Everything
you want to
you
be
make.
white.
Right, like every single pop-up I've done Vietnamese food.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like everything that I've done, it's just been Vietnamese as fuck, and they just
crazy.
don't.
And your name's Tway, it's not Twaynika.
But also, how do you be more Vietnamese? What does that even mean? We were having.
Because they want her to go, hey mother everybody, we're gonna make the egg roll today. Ding 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 egg roll. And then they're like, that's
what we want.
That's what they
fucking
want. That's what they want.
They always want the version that's going to make them safe.
Right.
And we represent, I want to say, a new age of Asian Americans who are pushing the boundaries of what is appropriate for our Asian cultures. So like being in the arts or, you know, being in the culinary arts or anything that's just outside of the box is frowned upon.
Exactly.
And
You
so
know,
then these
you know also too, the degenerate Asians have never had representation, and we are that safe space, motherfucker, bitch.
We're Asian degens.
Are we the degenerate Asians?
Well, maybe not you, Ted. You're from your
Degenerate because I can't be fired. Come on, guys.
Bro, you can't, dude.
But yeah, maybe okay. But then the rest of us, come on, man.
But I'm here to bridge the gap.
I'm a DJ.
Because you were asking if we ever had representation in agents and all that stuff, right? And I would say not from a traditional talent point of view. And I think it's because they're ashamed of us.
Even Asians, I feel like, don't fucking want us to represent.
No, but like that's crazy because then you could be like, oh, well, I wanted to do the movie, and then this movie, I'm gonna stick my dick in an apple pie and try to fuck it.
Yeah.
That's representation.
That's pretty good.
And then everyone's like, this ends up becoming one of the most iconic movies, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you want to do a gangbang where this guy saves his wife,
8 naked dudes.
was there any dick
I get
technique?
that.
Did you have like a special? He uses his dick like a pogo stick and like.
No, he just beats up all these dudes. It's a really good
because
fight
he's tired of them fucking his wife. And it's kind of like that one movie. Remember with the dude, with the girl on a roller skates, Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
You know how that guy.
I was wondering what movie you're gonna
Yeah, he
relate to. the naked gang.
He keeps catching his wife fucking, and he's a weak guy.
Wait, which movie are you talking about?
Boogie Nights.
No, I know. No.
Now we know.
Now we
We
know.
were just hoping it wasn't The Abyss or something.
Sunset Horizon.
Predator, okay, Predator, fucking Terminator, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, so you know in that scene, he's a weak man. Joy Luck Club. That's what it was. Joy Luck Club. Joy Luck. It's Shrek, all right? Shut the fuck. Today's video is brought to you by Upstart. If you got multiple credit card balances each month and are getting by just paying the minimums, barely making a dent into your credit card debt, it could be pretty dang discouraging.
Upstart can help you pay off your existing debt quickly, so you can feel like you're finally getting ahead.
Whether you're paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment.
Upstart knows that you're more than just your credit score and is expanding access to affordable credit.
Unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan.
With the 5-minute rate check, you can see your rate upfront for loans from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000 and receive your funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/offtherecord. That's upstart.com/offtherecord. Don't forget to use the URL so they know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/offtherecord. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you.
Every time you come in with a movie, they're like, oh yeah, we have the Joy Luck Club. I'm like, that movie was made 30 years ago.
right.
And it's just Chinese people.
Use that as a thing.
Oh yeah, they'll still use it. You're like, holy
Chinese people,
shit.
yeah. And it's like Chinese people from like San Francisco or some shit. Like, I don't even know that life, you know? Anyways, so all right, fucking, you know in that scene, his wife is always getting fucked, right? And he can't take it anymore, right?
Wow.
Same concept.
Okay.
He's eating fucking breakfast with his son and his wife is getting fucked in the other room, all this stuff. And at the end, he's like, I can't take this anymore. And he beats the fuck out of all the dudes.
Okay. No, but this is like in Eastern Promises. Except it's in the Russian. You've seen that movie?
The movie with Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah. There's a famous fight scene where they're in a Russian bathhouse and everyone is naked. And they just fight each other.
That's cool.
Because they were like,
They fight.
they were like, oh, we can hit him.
What are the weapons?
It's a fist fight, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And towels, a lot of towels.
Yeah,
Is
so
the
towel
appendage
whip.
being used?
The funny thing about
Dildos.
representation,
And a Russian bathhouse.
Dude, have you ever gotten hit in the face with dildo? It hurts.
Honestly, they're pretty thick, I
size?
think.
They're really thick.
I got hit by a giant, those fucking gummy
God.
worms, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, it kind of resembles, it resembles a
I was
dildo.
whacking everybody with it.
You could probably kill somebody with that.
It fucking hurts.
Does it hurt as bad as being told you're not Vietnamese enough?
I'm not Vietnamese enough. Because I play a Vietnamese.
Well, I guess if they're telling you that, yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you respond to that?
I don't. I just see it, but I'm just like, dang, really? But I know that it's from people that don't watch me. So
Yeah. Well, see, that's good that you see it that way, which is totally correct. Like, these aren't actual criticisms with any grounds.
Exactly.
whatsoever. But have you, neither of you guys have ever read something about yourself?
I
You had a hard time?
kind of like jumping off on the representation thing where I felt like what the fuck is like, you know, Asian Americans or whatever, they come at me and they're like, dude, you are a role model. You got to represent Asians this and this. And I'm like, dude, I talk about getting rim jobs on fucking camera. How the fuck was I even a role model to begin with?
You're a hero.
And I'm like, am I supposed to be the pillar of Japanese America? Fuck no, dude. That's never who I was. That's like,
Well, this goes the thing is like because we're minorities, we have to represent the best of the best.
I don't want the burden.
But why is it like
You're
if
the
I
Japanese prime minister.
like
How come when Anthony does it, you guys give him all the shit?
Cause his son. I like Prime Rimister.
Prime Rimister? Prime Rimister.
Anthony, that's your job title for you.
why like
Rimister.
Prime Rimister?
why
I mean, my girlfriend should.
certain cultures
Oh fuck.
That's fire. That's so dope.
It's a good one. This is going on YouTube, right?
It's a free country.
It's normal, bro. You're making rim jobs for men
That's
okay.
what I'm fighting for. I'm like the new normal, okay? I'm not ashamed that
What's your hidden agenda throughout all of
Rusty
this?
trombone, that's my campaign, 2022, dude.
Just be careful.
Make everything rusty again.
I'll vote for you.
But, you know, that's the thing. It's like, I'm here to do comedy, bro. Like, that's it. Fuck it. Like, why do I gotta have to carry all of Asia on my back? And then be like, I was a fucking dumbass to begin with. I never was a great role model, like in that sense, right? So then now you want me to fucking clean up and act a certain way. I'm like, did you even watch my content for the last 15 years? I've been dumb on camera. So I'm like, all of a sudden you want me to be prim and proper? Like what?
It's weird.
I don't know. It's just weird, but that is the burden that minorities have. Is like you represent millions of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough representation.
This is what we were talking earlier. Definition of please focuses on a Bengali Indian family, and that's a certain region like Punjabi or Gujarati or Tamil, right? And so you have very specific things: the food, the culture, the customs, and it's not a monolith. And we don't represent monoliths of our own culture. We represent certain sectors, and that's what's so frustrating. Is because a lot of people from other cultures get the opportunity to do their dumb, stupid movie, and they can then do a serious drama. But if I do one or the other, it's like, no, they're stuck there.
Yeah, you're forever brand.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Jim Carrey can be Dumb and Dumber, and then he can go do, a very serious role.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit going off topic, but isn't it weird how all of this right here is considered one culture in America? This is all Asian America,
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, dude, how this is billions of people back in Asia with different cultures.
There's
right?
a lot of wars between these histories.
And then they'll argue that
Look, India's the only subcontinent, okay? So I don't know.
I think India's like its own thing.
you guys, I don't know what you guys are. First of all, you were all part of India at one point.
Okay.
India's India for sure.
The weirdest thing also is that most of the people who are saying these things, like you said, they don't watch all your shit, but they're also usually not from the same generation as you.
Yeah.
So it's even bigger of a gap for them to fully understand where you're coming from, because you also have to explain that. Like, not everybody who's criticizing you is your age.
Right.
Well, people will watch this and be like, you guys aren't diverse enough. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's an Indian man, a fucking Chinese man, a fucking Singaporean Chinese.
We represent 3 billion people on this planet. We now add another billion.
We're too diverse.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Or if we like have fun and make fun of like Anthony or anyone else, right? And everyone, they're like, oh, you guys gotta stop doing that. But they're like, dude, this is our real friendship.
Yeah.
So because of the generation gap, I don't know if that's they don't make friends like that anymore. But from our generation, we're just fucking around having a good time, and people don't understand that part of it.
Well, yeah, nobody verbally roughhouses anymore.
Yeah.
Verbal
Last time I remember Tway roasted Anthony, and that's when I was like, you're a part of us now. You get it. You get it. You get it.
I don't know. I probably said some shit.
No, she said something about.
She was like, listen, bitch.
And then Anthony like
I was
that.
like, oh shit.
It wasn't even like in the conversation,
Yeah.
just like on the
She was-
side. Hey, you're a bitch.
Cameras were off.
Karen wasn't even rolling. She was whispering in his ear. Like,
She's like, yeah, Tway!
Off camera, she's like, fuck you, Anthony.
Just under the table. Anthony, look.
Fuck you.
like, Anthony,
Tway's
look at
cool,
this
man.
napkin.
Look at this gangbang script.
That's why Tway's cool, man.
That is why Tway is cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I want to know more about this gangbang movie.
It's good.
It's a martial art movie.
Can I be in it? Can I be in it?
Hell yeah, dude.
30 seconds.
What's the martial art
30
exactly?
seconds.
All right. So basically, like a traditional martial artist, right? He goes off to MMA competition and he fights the world's greatest fighter, which is like McGregor or whoever, and all he has to do is last 30 seconds. So he could win money to save the rec center, basically.
The budget all went to getting McGregor on.
And the gangbang. He sees a lot of
Because
production.
the insurance for that is a lot, right? It's a hard movie
Let's
to
do
make.
it. Let's
Let's
pitch
do it, man. You want to be a part of it, man. Let's do it.
I can send you the script.
it. You have a finished script. That's the feat, man.
I can't wait for you to read this and go, this is a masterpiece.
How many pages is it?
I think like 85, 90.
Oh,
It's a feature, bro.
Oh, that's for real.
We have 5 features written and went nowhere.
And we have an actual like press kit with
Oh, you have the EPK ready to go?
We have it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Maybe you know
Photos and all.
Maybe yeah, we did like a mock photo shoot of what it could look like.
Throw it in your stack when you do a pitch.
When
for
I
your
do my
stack.
pitch, I'll be like, oh, so I have this idea. So I'm not going to pitch you on the movie, but I'm going to pitch you on one scene and tell me if you guys are in. Gangbang, naked cockfight.
Yep. Is there a
Yes
better way
or
to
no?
say it?
One of my
Well, yeah, how would you say it? I want the creators to.
one of my favorite scenes is so this guy, he's like a disgruntled so how the story goes is it's 2 leads, right? The main lead, that's the trainer, he knocked someone out and he killed them. and he feels so bad.
That's his backstory?
He decides to never ever fight again because his hands are too lethal.
Registered weapons, brother.
I want you to paint this as specifically as possible. Does he kill him with one strike?
One strike.
See, I knew it. I can see it in my head.
So the guy that has everything together in the ring, of course, has everything in shambles outside of the ring.
Of course, the symbolism.
Horrible relationship with this kid.
Alcoholic.
Yeah, his kid calls him all these slurs that you really can't say on the show like this.
He's a COD player.
But if it's
He's on the Xbox.
Yeah.
You know he's
All
hard.
you need to say.
But my favorite scene is there's this scene where he's having like cereal with his kid, and he's finally having a heart to heart, and in the back you just hear, oh, harder. All right, then we're coming.
Because his ex-wife is having sex.
Getting fucking boned.
Because she's a nympho.
Yeah.
Yo, maybe.
But it's like
It's a heartfelt movie.
Imagine like a rated R Taika Waititi type movie.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mixed with Step Brothers with a little bit of like Stephen
Jojo
Chow.
Rabbit,
Stephen
you
Chow.
know?
Jojo.
I would watch that.
Yeah, it's
I would have watched
In
that.
all of these
watch it.
parts that you've mixed, have you not put a single porno? He's all, it's this mixed with this mixed with this.
no
Somehow
porno.
equals gang.
No porno.
Yeah.
It's
No
actually very deep. It's a relationship.
So you never actually see the gangbang.
You see it.
Okay, so
It's
you
not
see
the
it.
highlight, okay? It's the end. Well, it is a highlight.
Notes. I have some notes.
Symbolism of it.
Save him. I have some notes. I'll save you.
Give us one note.
And the main character played by Joe, he is just one of those guys that's talking shit at the bar, right? And then he's like, what the fuck? Dude, I'll get paid $10 million to get knocked out by this guy. And of course, some guy's recording him on the side. And then that's the clip that goes viral. So the Conor McGregor of this world goes, what the fuck? There's a guy that's talking shit. And he's trying to clean out his record. So he actually goes and tries to find him to challenge him to a fight. Can you last 30 seconds? And then that's when this guy goes to a Taekwondo school to go learn how to fight. And he sees people kick apples off people's heads. And then people are like, you're gonna die. You need to learn from this guy. The guy who vowed to never fight ever again.
The guy who killed somebody.
Yes, but then they become good friends,
like
and
this
then
story.
yeah. So it's heartfelt.
It's very heartfelt.
More about friendship.
yeah, dude. It's
It's about naked.
it's like School of Rock, you know, but with just gangbangs in it.
Well, I was gonna ask him because I got totally distracted and forgot the whole character motivation. Is the mom a prostitute or an escort?
She horny.
She's just horny.
She just loves to
Free
fuck.
now. She's free, so she's
She's
trying to
free,
get
so
back.
she's ex-wife fucking.
Liberated.
Yeah.
But then he's also a loser, so he needs to go over there.
So to quickly and you obviously.
She's trying to fuck her way back into finding the man that this guy used to be, right? Like a superstar.
So I
that
think
a
you should make her a sex worker because he's down and out. And she's doing this to protect her family, right? So her motivation is also protected family first. But from everyone outside, it's just like, yo, you're being a slut. And what she's saying is, no, I'm fighting for my family.
to pay the bills.
That way
pay
the
the bills.
opinions are divisive.
Right?
You get writing credit.
There you go.
Just like that.
That's
What do you
legit.
think, internet? I think it's a stronger character motivation.
Yep.
Then that way, the husband and the wife can have a conflict of like, I can make money, and she's like, but you're not.
Yeah.
Which then
it's
forces him,
karate
which
sucks.
then forces him to be like, I'm gonna go fight Conor McGregor.
You're a good script doctor.
Yeah.
You got to make the emotional connection.
When can we expect this to be under production?
Whenever he can get it funded by someone cool, because everyone hates us.
Yep. I would fund it myself, but I put all my money in crypto, and it didn't go anywhere.
Just start a GoFundMe for the movie.
I put all my money in anti-Indian cream.
What did I call it? Unfair and disgruntled.